All right, make sure we're good. Good morning, everyone. Nittany here with another Living on Bitcoin live stream. Today, I want to talk about my latest updates and lessons learned. In this stream, I'm sharing my latest experiences living on Bitcoin, what's changed, what's working, and what I've learned along the way. Since my last live stream on Strike's direct deposit feature, I've made some updates to you how I spend and manage Bitcoin daily. From buying more gift cards to using different wallets and refining my Lightning setup, I'll break down my latest insights. We'll also check out the current Bitcoin price, the block height, mempool activity before opening up the floor for a casual discussion. You have any questions living on Bitcoin? Let's talk. So before I get started, guys, I'm going to switch over my screen to the time chain calendar, which we just had a new block. And that is 884993. Currently, the mempool is definitely congested with 80 blocks of depth and a priority of 14 sats per vbyte with an exchange rate of about 95.5, so $95,500. Definitely an increase in price, but that's fine. Not price, a decrease in price, an increase in price of mempool, like the cost to send a Bitcoin on-chain transaction. Yeah, and honestly, since making these live streams, I've started kind of curating content based upon the idea of living on Bitcoin. You know how I do it in the real world, and a lot of these YouTubers and podcasters and streamers and what have you not, they do a lot of content, in Bitcoin as a whole. However, I don't know if that's kind of how I live on Bitcoin, and I kind of wanted to share my niche outlook on it and how I do it. Definitely a different process, and I hope it resonates with at least one or two people, maybe more. I did have someone reach out to me in Noster who mentioned that they appreciated my content, and I really do appreciate that. And any type of feedback you guys can provide and comments and insights, I love that. I love the interaction. I didn't expect to have anyone really follow my journey, but so far it's been one or two people, which has been cool. Not sure if anyone's in the live chat this morning. If you are, definitely write a comment down below. Tell me what you're most looking forward to this year in Bitcoin and all things crypto. The first thing I want to talk about is the Strike direct deposit update. I had a conversation back and forth with someone in my previous video about Strike and the fees that are charged. And you can even look in the video, they do charge fees for buying, selling, the bill pay feature, the direct deposit feature. There's a lot of fees involved, and I understand that, it's a company. Strike has to run a profitable business. Why would they be doing it for free? But that doesn't mean like it's a bad excuse to make. Well, I'll just pay the fees then for the convenience. Yeah, that's fine. But my significant other, Old Coley, and I, that's what we call her. I'm Nittany. She's Old Coley. We talked about the stress of buying Bitcoin once a month, because I only get paid once a month. Some people get paid twice, some people every day, some people, whatever. So what I did, instead of getting one time a direct deposit of a certain portion of my paycheck, I'm going to do weekly DCA buys, because on Strike, similar to River, Swan, and a plethora of other Bitcoin only exchanges, you can get fees either reduced or completely taken away. So actually, I had my first purchase last week or this past week, and there was no fees, so that was great. And honestly, that person makes sense. You do save a couple bucks here and there, and every sat matters. And I always talk about that, so it definitely resonates with this choice of kind of not direct depositing my paycheck, but rather getting paid in my traditional fiat bank account, which I do get paid 2 days early because I have a certain bank that allows that, which is nice. And then I take that money every week and I DCA a certain portion. I take roughly my bills that I put on Bitcoin, that are being paid with Bitcoin, and I take that amount and I kind of add another couple, X amount of money, let's just say another $100. And that's how much I buy on a weekly basis. Now, when we get to the bear market, I probably will increase that or send over sats from my Lightning node, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I've shared that even in the video, those two, the different, you can either buy Bitcoin, have direct deposit, or send sats through Lightning or on chain. So I have talked about that. And bottom line is, I love Strike, I love direct deposit, but I think for me it works better if I DC every week. I think first off, it's easier for me to like get an averaged out price for the month, and also like I would rather pay no fees than pay a, I don't know how much. It's like a percent fee. So if you let's just say you direct deposit 1,000, that's $10. If you can cut that out, that's an extra 10,000 sats a month. So at the current price. And then the next thing I want to talk about is in-person gift card purchases I recently have done in the past week, 2 weeks. I love using the Bitcoin Company app, and someone actually must have signed up with my affiliate link or my referral link. So thank you to whoever did that. I appreciate it. Let me show you some videos. I want to talk about exactly kind of my like what I did. I went to CVS and then I went to Best Buy, and I want to talk a little bit about that. So this video right here is going to show you CVS, me buying the gift card, and this is happening real time in person at like CVS. Like what I do is when I go in person, I buy the gift card when I'm there. Damn, excuse me, sorry. See, copy the Lightning invoice going to my Zeus wallet, which is a non-custodial Lightning wallet also, but you can have that, but you can also connect it to your Lightning node, which you see here, there's no fee, see? And boom. Instantaneous payments. And one thing I love about Zeus is it connects to my Lightning node, which is great. And for me, I'm gonna switch over to the Best Buy one, and then I'll talk about Best Buy in a second. The reason I like to use my node instead of like other wallets, and I kind of want to talk about that in the next portion of this video. I got a hefty live stream, I'm sorry. And as you can see here, I was buying $25, and yes, there is still cash left on these gift cards. I didn't spend all the money, and that's fine. But the one thing I wanted to talk about was why it's beneficial to buy gift cards. And obviously, you get sats back with the Bitcoin Company, which I'm not sure if you were, but like I said, every sat matters. So, yep, and that's that demonstration. Next thing, now I want to focus on. Hold on. Okay, so here we go. Let me just switch it back to this one. So this is what I wanted to talk about with the whole idea of using gift cards and buying with the Bitcoin Company. So I have a channel with the Bitcoin Company, and I mentioned that in a previous video when I talked about just gift cards, and that was the live stream previously, I think. And how that I was trying to figure out, natural ways to rebalance channels in my Lightning node. And one way that I figured it out was having a small channel. I don't have a big channel with the Bitcoin Company because I don't really spend that much money on gift cards. It's really 10, 20, 30 bucks max. In the future, if I start spending hundreds, I'll increase the channel size. But for this instance, I purchased the gift cards from CVS and Best Buy, 2 separate occasions. I'm just showing you one day of the fees rerouting, but essentially what you see here is 2 fees that were received for routing payments through one of my other channels to the Bitcoin Company back on my side. So I don't know if you're familiar with this, but when you use the Lightning Network, it's 2 sides. So it's my side and then the Bitcoin Company. When I spend $10, my $10 are going immediately to their side of the channel. I also have other channels and with other people, and me and the other person, I have liquidity on my side. No. It's hard to explain. So essentially what's happening is the liquidity in my other channels is going back into my side. So I'm basically replenishing my portion of the Lightning channel. So it's coming back to my side. So, which is cool because I'm able to constantly keep that channel open, and I don't need to loop in or loop out sats. I can just keep it there. And as long as I have sats in other channels that are able to reroute automatically, which you saw, I have a better one because it actually kind of breaks down the channel. So you see there I have a channel with LM Big and then the Bitcoin Company. So it's taking sats out of LM Big and moving it onto my channel with the Bitcoin Company for free. And that means someone else must have sent 13,000 sats and I got 1 sat for a fee, which I earned 1 sat for that, which is cool because I don't have to worry about it, like I said, of looping in, looping out, swapping, using bolts and all that stuff. And it gets really headachy after that, and I don't really want to get too much into it. But that's one way my Lightning node works, and that's great because I'm in this constant, not a battle, but just a fight between how do I manage my node and kind of the limitations of that. I mean, there's limitations to everything with Bitcoin, with whether it's Lightning or on chain. Like that's how it is. It's only 15 years old or 16 years old. So obviously we're in that early stage. So obviously I don't really care. Like I think it's so cool to have this opportunity to do it. So I'm not going to complain. Other than that, I did want to talk about one thing that's not on the agenda, and I'm just gonna talk about it, but also share my screen in 1 second. Give me 1 second. Something happened recently with Liquid Technologies, and I'm not sure what happened, but let's just say I think this should work. Why is this not showing my screen? Hold on. Oh, I know why. Hold on. Brave, where's Brave? Okay, guys, bear with me. There we go. Is this working? Yep. Okay, good. Sorry. So, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is Liquid Canada. This is their channel. They have multiple channels. You can buy. You can essentially open a channel with them, or you can. Jeez, I'm so sorry. Pay to have them open a channel with you. And let's just say that in this example, I paid to open up a 10 million sat channel with them. However, if you look on the left side, they're having an issue with offlineness or whatever. And I tried looking in. I've reached out to people. I posted on Noster and X and everything, and it says this peer. So it's saying that if I had a channel with them, that I'm disabling the channel, which in reality, I'm not disabling their channel. They're the ones that are having some type of bug. Someone commented on my Noster post about it, and it pisses me off because if you spend money to open a channel with them, like you buy inbound liquidity from them, it just bothers me because this is a reputable node. It's a great company. You know, obviously it's funny because as soon as I do something, the opposite happens. And it's a common denominator of things in Bitcoin for me. And I just wanted to bring it up. It's really small, tiny, whiny. Not really, actually. I mean, the channels are definitely pretty big, but it bothers me because I need that. This is right now, currently, let's just say in my node situation, this is my big channel. This is my main channel. Let's just say for you, this would be a big channel, you know? And I have a notebook over here, and I'm currently looking at different big channels, and I've closed other channels on my Lightning node, and I had one with async at one point, but honestly, like, async never really shut down or was offline. The fees are tough, average, but my capacity for that, the girth of the channel was not big enough, and I found a happy medium of a certain amount of money of sats that I'm comfortable with first putting on the Lightning Network, locking those funds up, and then transacting within those limits, and I found that number out. I opened up this channel a little too soon. I jumped into it thinking that they would be able to route me some payments. I would be able to use them, connect to their nodes, you know, pay this and that. And as soon as I open up the channel offline for a whole day, so I'm obviously a little pissed off about that. Like, imagine what if you're in a sovereign nation and you need a Lightning channel with this company to send pat sats out to your bill, pay your bills, like. For me, it's fortunate I don't need to do that, but it's just frustrating because I put the time and effort into doing research, and I jumped into it, I guess, at the wrong time. I don't know. I didn't know. But that was just one thing I talked about. And the next thing I want to talk about is wallets in the United States and their limited options available. I was going to do a live stream last week on Wednesday or Thursday about a certain wallet that I like and prefer to use on my mobile device, but let's just say I had a little bit of a failure. I didn't set things up accordingly, and it was just a little bit of a shit show. Like, you could only do so much to like organize these live streams, and then something just gets moved to the right and moved to the left, and that does bother me. I have ADHD, so obviously those things bother me, and it would bother me if I watched it, you know. So in that live stream, something happened with like the audio was looping constantly, and it was like an endless loop, and that just blew my mind. It was killing me. So I got rid of the live stream. Hopefully no one saw it. I think people did, but it's okay. Hopefully some people are tuning in today. This is a little bit better. Only one minor hiccup with the webcam and iPhone screen, but that's fine. We don't need to show. I don't need to share my screen, share my face when I'm sharing my iPhone screen. Besides that, the next topic is wallets. Like I mentioned, I have a couple go-to wallets that I use um, on mobile and then desktop. I only use one. I guess you could say you can access your node remotely, I guess, but that's not really considered a wallet. I'm talking about apps on a phone or a device. So mobile, um, I'll don't need to share my screen, but I like to use the Aqua wallet, the Nunchuck wallet, and the Zeus wallet. Aqua is kind of like my orange pilling every day, quick. You need an on-chain address, boom. You need to pay someone on Lightning or Liquid, boom. There you go. Or receive, vice versa. Nunchuck is more my watch-only wallets, and we can talk about that in another video. Um, you can also do multi-sig with Nunchuck, which is cool. I haven't really experimented with that. And then Zeus is what have experience seeing on my channel. That's my Lightning node with Tor connection to have access to my node. It's not in my establishment. It's online. It's a virtual node, so something to keep in mind. And besides that, it's honestly cool to have access to different apps. I did have mentioned there are other apps out there, but I have only had experience with a certain number of apps, and the ones I like, I definitely would look into for other people. Um, if you're just looking to just have a Bitcoin wallet and just want to have an on-chain address, you can just deposit funds, or maybe you want to experiment with Lightning and Liquid, just try out the Aqua wallet. I'll put the link in the description to Aqua wallet. And if you want, you can always comment if you want me to dive deeper into the topic of mobile wallets or desktop wallets that I use. And then can't forget desktop. I just use Sparrow Wallet on my desktop. It's just the easiest. It's probably honestly, if I could have Sparrow Wallet as my everyday wallet, I would use that just because it's desktop. You can't. I'll obviously dive deep into those wallets if you guys want. Like I said, drop a comment down below. But other than that, I don't want to get too into it because there's a lot of information there that I still have to do research on and how to explain it to you guys accurately. And then I kind of hinted at this before in previous videos and live streams, and especially this one with the running a Lightning node. And why I think it's worth the extra effort. It's more advanced, but it's much more rewarding. Now, the reason why you probably don't see me utilize the Aqua wallet for Lightning and Liquid is since I have a Lightning node, I don't really need to worry about that. I like to have the node because it's got benefits to day-to-day Bitcoin usage, and just in my personal experience and workflow, it just fit in perfectly. And I like to learn things. I kind of dive into things fast, and I just go through that rabbit hole of Bitcoin. So I found out about Zeus and owning having your own Lightning node and all this crazy stuff. And I finally set it up the right way, how I wanted to do it the first time. And I opened up channels, I've closed channels since then, and I think I'm finally working towards a step-by-step guide for myself to kind of take a more hands-off, set it and forget it. Because you can you can dive into this lightning hole pretty fast. And besides that, I want to talk about maybe a general discussion, mainly the mempool activity, which is, oh, this sucks. It really sucks for me right now. Because look, bummer. Because now the fees are higher. So you have to keep in mind that to send money on Bitcoin, it's a little more costly, which is fine. I mean, that's fine. That's how you secure the network. That's on the miners, or that's how you get your transaction or UTXO in the next block, is you have to incentivize the miners to put your transaction in. And if you look, the next transaction is there's a lot of inscription stuff like orders and bull crap. But it's about 15 sats per VByte, which is a lot higher than what it's recently been. It's been around the 2 to 3 range, which I'm glad I was able to do some consolidations and routing of payments and moving things around. And I missed out on one opportunity, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the shin right now because I didn't consolidate enough, and I should have. But I was trying to move money around, like I said, with Liquid Canada. It's been really a bit of a pain in my ass. It's really pissing me off, but you can't control everything. Can't let it bother you, right? Maybe a little too caffeinated right now. Maybe that's a little bit. So yeah, that's that. Let me go down. All right. So besides that, current events in the world, we had that big hack. I don't care to talk about it. It doesn't affect us. Just stack sats, stay humble, really. And also, be secure, don't be stupid, don't use a ledger. I'm talking about that. Funny enough, I started my journey how do I say this? My first hardware wallet was a Ledger device, and because I was kind of a shit corner in the beginning. Not still, but I know there's value out there. I just honestly not many of them. In my mind right now, I'm like, they're all scams. In my opinion, like I'm just making more money holding Bitcoin, and I have different devices, and I don't use all of them, and some of them are just there to, I don't know, either broken or whatever. But I do have a device that was Ledger, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with it because it just sits there collecting dust on my desk. Not even on my desk. It's actually, I don't know where it is. I gotta look for it. But yeah, besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Next video, I kind of want to talk about the Lightning Network if you guys show interest in any of other topics I talked about, whether it was the direct deposit update, the in-person gift card purchases through the Bitcoin company. It doesn't have to be in person. You could buy the Bitcoin company anywhere in the world. The Lightning channel network rebalancing, that's one thing I really want to dive into, but that's really advanced, and I don't think my viewers resonate with that yet. Maybe they do. Drop a comment down below. Like I said, I really depend on kind of you guys talking about what you guys like from, or what want from me. And then if not, I'll just share what I have that I think is worth it to share. Wallets in the United States, there's a lot of limitations. I'll go through that in a future video, but I mentioned what I like. Running a Lightning node, why it's worth it, and then general Bitcoin discussion. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the chat or leave them in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe if you like Nittany's content. Other than that, I really hope you guys appreciated this video. Thanks for tuning in, and I encourage you guys to read something, do something different today or tomorrow or this week, and always remember to stay humble and stack sats. Nitty out.